What is up, everyone? WitherWords back for another adventure in Laurentiis. Today we are going into the depths of, I believe, the Undead Burg, but maybe it's the depths of Orlando itself. I'm not actually sure. The depths is sewers, and maybe it's for the entire area. I don't know, but we're going down there, and we're going to kill some stuff. Like I said in the last video and the video before that, I've never actually been into the depths on a full playthrough. Now, I have been into the depths numerous times to go to the very first area, which is an area where you get the large Ember, because that's a very, very useful item, and I need it in nearly all my playthroughs. But I don't usually go down any further than the room where you get it, which is actually this room I just entered. So it's gonna kind of be a learning experience for me too. I'm probably gonna miss a bunch of items that are there. Sorry. You'll have to do some exploring on your own if you want to find everything. But I should get most of the stuff down here. And I will point out one shortcut that I don't take, but I am aware of when we actually get to it. Now, see, I'm stopping right here. If you look across from where I am, I'm going to point forward, that guy in the corner over there, if the screen's a little dark, you might not be able to see him, but I should be able to target him here in a second. That is a butcher. He's actually waiting, or she, I'm sorry, she's actually a female. She was waiting in ambush for us. And when we walked down a little further and had gone down a certain path, she would have jumped down and tried to kill us. This surprises a lot of people who don't know she's there, and the butchers hit pretty hard, so if you're caught and unaware, you could be killed pretty quickly. So I wanted to show you guys that you can, one, find her right away, and two, if you have the lightning spear like me, you can take off a big chunk of damage right off the bat, which is very, very, very useful. Alright, see, I'm sniping some enemies up here. You don't have to do that by any means. There's nothing hard in the room below. I just thought the butcher might come up, and I don't think she ever does. But I wanted to be sure. I didn't want to get caught with the butcher up here and with all these guys, all these hollows coming at me. Because you see, some of these guys have the fire, and I died of fire very quickly without much vitality, which actually I will talk about later on, because I'm going to have an untimely death to it. You see the butcher's down there in the corner. Didn't make it up. I used the environment to my advantage there. Got a lightning bolt off that, even though I couldn't see her, still got around the corner. I'm really impressed with the physics in Dark Souls. I think it's fantastic the way they've set things up. They're very, very careful to make sure clipping doesn't occur on things like walls without absolutely having to. So for instance, if I throw this lightning bolt a centimeter from that wall, in a lot of games it will, you see I'm fighting the butcher here, but in a lot of games where you have things thrown close to like a wall or stairs or something, there's sort of an invisible outlying wall that goes out a bit. This is usually to prevent clipping from the wall itself, so you don't go through it. But Dark Souls doesn't have a lot of that. You can get really close to that wall with say a bow or maybe a lightning spear like I was using. Here's the large ember. You want to pick this large ember up no matter if you go to the depths or not. You need that. We'll give that to the blacksmith. That'll allow us to ascend our weapon. Back there was also a shortcut that leads down to a place with a mini boss that we'll be at later. If you're an advanced player and you don't need the items in here, odds are you probably went down there. There's a spider shield down there, which is exceptionally useful if you're going to Blighttown. But I didn't go down that way, mainly because I wanted to actually play through the depths for those who are interested in going through, and that cuts a decent chunk out if you go down the shortcut. But yeah, the clipping in Dark Souls, they did a fantastic job. It's not to say it's perfect by any means. There are some areas where you'll have weird clipping and you'll be like, wait, what's going on here? But it is much less than most games, and it's very impressive. See, we're saving the guy here. His name is Laurentiis of the Great Swamp. If you're not a pyromancer character, and you are interested in pyromancy, you want to be able to fire some fireballs off, you need to come save this guy. There is one other way to get a pyromancer's glove later on, but this is the easiest way, and it's the earliest way. So I recommend, if you're looking to do some pyromancy and you didn't start out as a pyromancer, you come down here, save him, because once you go back to Firelink Shrine and talk to him, you go through his conversation, and he will give you a pyromancer's glove. So make sure you save him. Also be very careful when you're saving him. Roll into him. Don't try to smack the barrels with your weapon, because there's a good chance that you will actually hit him and turn him hostile, which will entirely defeat the purpose of saving him. So be very careful when you're doing that. You see, I took only a few steps forward as I was going to get this item. This goo fell down. I know about this goo from reading about it. I'm not going to lie, I read about the depths on GameFAQs before I came down here, because I didn't want to look like a complete idiot while I went through. But I did know some of the stuff, so you'll see me be aware of some things that I wouldn't normally be aware of if I hadn't read. But I'll still get taken by surprise a couple times. But these goo guys that are on the ceiling, if you walk under them, they will fall on top of you, and from what I understand, they'll do major damage, and possibly kill you if you have low vitality like me. I didn't have one of them fall on me, so no offense to you all, but I wasn't going to have one fall on me just for experimental purposes. So I have no idea what their actual damage is, but from what I've read, it's a lot. And a lightning spear appears to kill them in one hit. So if you're interested in using some lightning spears to get some free kills, go for it. So we're walking down the hall here. I have my mace still, which isn't very powerful as it is, and these guys appear to be resistant to it. I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe they just don't take very much damage, period. But they're not taking a whole lot from my mace, and it's taking a lot of hits to kill them. The good thing is, when you hit one of these guys with your mace, they sort of dissipate into the water. This is like, well, essentially it's like you're pounding them flat. Kind of like the skeletons in the graveyard do. I see they attack very slowly. I got hit by it, which isn't all that impressive, but they attack slowly. You should be able to avoid it. But like the skeletons in the graveyard, when you hit these guys with a weapon, at least with a blunt weapon, I don't know if like slashing weapons will do it or not. I didn't try. But if you hit them with a blunt weapon, they like, kind of dissipate into the ground, and they can't do anything to you. That guy also dropped a large Titanite shard. I don't know if this is a good farming place for those or not early on. I'm going to say probably not, because I have 6 humanity, and out of all of them, only 1 dropped a Titanite shard. But the large Titanite shards are what we need to upgrade our weapon past +5. So even finding 1 is a huge boost right now. And definitely worth maybe killing a few of them if you have the time to try to grab 1. You really only need 1, because once you ascend your weapon past +5 to +6, you get an extra letter on your stat scaling. I think the mace's stat scaling is B, so I think it'll go to A. I might be wrong on that though, we'll see when we actually do it. I went in that door there, the bonfire in the back. Now from reading GameFAQs, I know that that door is not usually unlocked. The only reason it's unlocked for me is because I had the key, the master key, sorry. The master key will allow you to unlock that door early. If you don't have the master key, you're going to have to get the key later on. I believe that's the key on the other side of the rat there. And I will pick it up later. But if you don't have the master key, you need to be very careful as you go on, because it's a little ways until you get to a bonfire. And you don't want to die and have to come all the way back down in the depths. It's just annoying. So you walk in here, there's a bunch of rats. Rats are the... well, they were the easiest way to farm humanity. They're the easiest early way. There is a better way now with the DLC for Prepare to Die, but you need to be a fairly high level to actually get to those. So if you're early on in the game and you're interested in farming some humanity, once you get that bonfire up there, you can rest at the bonfire, run down, kill the rats, and pick up a humanity if you get one. If not, go back up, rest at the bonfire, come back down, kill some rats. It's not fun, it's really, really boring, but you know, if you're interested in getting some humanity, it's worth your time. As you can see, the rat jumps out of the box there. I wasn't prepared for that. I always run with my shield up if I'm in an area I'm unfamiliar with. I actually run with my shield up often, even if I'm familiar with the area. If you're using a shield, it's good practice to run like that, because it'll save you from those nasty surprises like I would have had there if that rat had jumped out and hit me in the face. So it's good practice. Obviously, if you're not using a shield, it's different. But I see there's a sewer chamber key. That's the key to that bonfire door. It's what you have to get if you want to get in there and you don't have the master key. But I had the master key and I opened it, so we're not going in there. I couldn't figure out where to go here. I looked around for a bit, but down that downward path, you can see like you might be able to see on the screen, the water kind of like looks like it drops down. I believe that's a trapdoor, or maybe it's just a fall. Not 100% sure, but I decided against finding out what was down there. I don't know if there's anything good there. I don't know if there's anything good on the other side of it, like maybe jumping over, but I didn't go down. I wasn't feeling that brave. I knew that it was going to take me a while to get through the depths anyways, and I didn't want this video to just be crazy long. So, for the sake of brevity, I said, you know what, we'll just keep going. I'm walking really slow here. I'd heard of trapdoors in the depths. I didn't know where they were, but I knew they were in tunnels. So, I was walking really slowly. Just because I didn't want to run into one all of a sudden. And I don't think I do in the video. I think I managed to keep out of all of them. Just got a few rats down here. These rats are bigger than the normal rats you fight. And you see over there's a channeler, who I don't want to go aggro yet. But these rats are bigger, a little tougher. I didn't realize that until I started hitting them. You see, swing with my mace didn't actually kill him. It just took a good chunk of his health. So keep that in mind if you're just going to run into the midst of them and think, oh, I'll just use one swing on my sword, take them all out like I usually do. Those guys are actually a little tougher. See the channeler over there. Hits me with a nice soul spear. The jerk. You need to kill this guy if you want to. See, there's that stupid rat jumping out. They got me that time, even though I had my shield up. You need to kill that channeler. I read a little bit about the gaping dragon. See, I used a purple moss there to clear my poison. That's useful. If you have purple moss, keep it. Use it when you have poison. It'll save you trouble, save you time. But I read about the gaping dragon, and from what I understand, if you leave that channeler alive, which I don't know why you would, you almost have to fight him to even get through the area. The only way I could see you leaving him alive is if you took the shortcut. That might be the only way you leave him alive. But if you leave him alive, from what I understand, he can buff the gaping dragon during the fight. And that is bad news, ladies and gentlemen. You will be in a lot of trouble if he buffs the gaping dragon. See, that rat ran away. It looked to me like he ran right over what might have been a trapdoor, so I didn't chase him. I said, you know, we'll leave him alone. We'll go down this way. But I'm still paranoid, so I'm still walking slowly. Now, I don't know what the depths is. It's a sewer, obviously. You see here's the huge rat mini-boss. He hits very hard. I was not prepared for that. I knew he was going to hit me. I knew it would take a chunk of damage, but I didn't realize it was going to take that much damage. And he even broke my guard with that there. So, be very careful if you're running in to fight this guy. I was not aware he would do that much damage. He really hurt. But thankfully 2 lightning spears is enough to get rid of him. Well, I'm curious as to what the depths are. Obviously there's a sewer of some sort, but the entire thing doesn't appear to be a sewer. There are some areas that look more like they were intended for travel, sort of underground travel, more than they were necessarily for sewers. I don't know if it connects to Anor Londo. Anor Londo being the city of the gods of Dark Souls. As you can see up there, up top, above me, that's the spider shield, I believe. I could be wrong on that, but I think it's a spider shield. And if you take the shortcut, that'll drop you right on top of it. But the depths is... I would like to know what it connects to, where it's supposed to be part of, because it's interesting to me that there's so many rats down here, but at the same time, at the end, there's a giant dragon. Now, dragons obviously couldn't just pop up from the ground. They would have to have a pretty huge cavern to go through. So, where did he come from? What was he doing? How did he get there? Those are the kinds of things I wonder about when I see a giant dragon in the sewers. But, it's interesting. I haven't found an answer to it yet. We just killed what looked like a frog thing. Those are called basilisks, which if you're a veteran of the fantasy genre, you're probably thinking like, Wither, are you serious? Those are basilisks? Those don't look anything like the basilisks that I'm used to. Yeah, those are called basilisks. I don't know why the developer made them a frog, but that's their choice, These enemies are not tough. As you can see, they're dying in one hit to my mace. But you need to be very careful when you're fighting them. They don't attack you physically, but they expel these poisonous clouds that don't themselves do any damage. However, if you sit in these clouds for any length of time, you'll start to see a meter go up. That's a curse meter. If that curse meter hits 100%, goes all the way up, you're dead. Instantly. You are 100% dead. There's nothing you can do about it. You're dead. You will also be cursed. Now, cursed isn't the worst thing in the world that could possibly happen to you. You can still make it through the better part of the game even when cursed. Some people even do a challenge runs where they have curse on them. But if you are cursed, your HP is cut in half, and it can't go higher than half until you break the curse. You can break the curse by using I don't remember the name of them. It's been so long since I used them. I think they're called curse break stones, but I could be wrong about that. The guy Oswald of Karam, who we saw in the Gargoyle Tower, he sells the item that breaks curse. You can also get more later at different vendors, and also find some. So, if you do get cursed, there are ways to get rid of it. It's not like you're stuck with it for the rest of the game. But if you're a new player, you want to be careful and try not to, because it will just add frustration upon frustration to you. And you're probably still taking hits if you're new to the game. You're probably taking hits quite often. So, if I were you, I'd just go slowly through this area. Kill the basilisk one at a time. If you see them spew their cloud out, back off and just wait. You see we're going to the opposite side here. I killed everything, So we have to run back and take the other path, since the path I chose was obviously not the only one. Now I'm going to get surprised here in a second. I was not ready for this. See these rats here. Dark Spirit Knight Kirk is invaded. I kind of panicked here because I wasn't ready for that, and I was in the middle of fighting those giant rats. I thought, oh no, I'm in trouble. Dark Knight Kirk is an NPC. There are NPC invasions in the game even if you're not online, so long as you're human. And if you're hollow, that won't happen. Kirk won't come invade me if I'm hollow. But if you're human, Kirk will invade you. Kirk actually invades you 3 times in the game. I don't remember every area. I just know he invades you 3 times. He's not hard. I was having trouble with him just because I kind of got surprised, was not ready. And for some reason I also was having trouble backstabbing him. I'm not sure why on that. Talking to a friend, I know that he can be backstabbed, because my friend killed him in 1 hit with a backstab. However, for whatever reason, none of my backstabs actually did anything to him. But he can be backstabbed. And he took a ton of damage from my lightning spear. So you should have no trouble vanquishing him. Just go slowly. He gives you a good amount of souls. He gave me almost 6,000. And he also gives you the spike shield, which honestly is a worthless shield unless you're having some sort of fun build. It doesn't block that much damage, but it does hurt people if you hit them with it. So if for some reason you were like using a shield as a weapon, then go for it. I guess that would work, but I'm not going to use it. And I thought maybe there was a hidden door there, but there's not. Alright, we're almost to the Gaping Dragon. The depths themselves are not too long. You can power through this place a lot faster than I do if you know what's going on. I was just being very cautious because, well, like I said, I've never actually played all the way through. So we're in the last little chamber before the Gaping Dragon here. There is a shortcut to this place. Earlier in the video, you remember me jumping down a little ladder and going to a door that said it did not open from that side. This is the area right here you go to reach that door. It's up this little pathway here at the back. Just run to the top here, open it up, and now you have a handy shortcut back to the bonfire. Which apparently I'm going to run all the way to. Oh, that's right. I wanted to get my lightning spears back. The Gaping Dragon isn't hard, but he has a fair amount of health. And I knew my mace wasn't going to do a whole lot to him. So I decided, you know what, I better get my lightning spears back. Which we'll find out in a minute didn't really help me at all, because I still managed to die to him. If you do die to the Gaping Dragon, don't tell anyone, because he's supposed to be the hardest boss in the game. Or, I'm sorry, not the hardest, the easiest boss in the game. In theory, he's supposed to be the easiest boss in the game. I think the Moonlight Butterfly is a lot easier, personally, but Gaping Dragon is supposed to be very easy. And I died. And I didn't think the death was warranted, actually. I thought I missed the thing that hits me, but according to the game I didn't, so what can you do? I will talk about the summons up here. You can summon Knight Lautrec and Solaire for the fight. Solaire I know has no limitations on whether or not you can summon him. Doesn't matter if you summoned him earlier in the game or not. Lautrec I'm not sure. I don't know if there are conditions to be able to summon him. You see I ran through the door here. This is Dominal. He's a vendor. He doesn't really sell anything right now, but later on he's going to move under the main bridge that leads into the Undead Burg. And we'll go talk to him later. I'll show you where. And when he does move there, he actually sells a lot of good stuff. One being the Master Key, which if you didn't start the game with the master key and you're interested in getting it, that's a good thing to do later on, is to run up to him and grab that master key. But he does sell gold pine resin here, which, if you're not aware, gold pine resin makes your weapon lightning, which you should be aware since we had 3 of them earlier. And dragons, for the most part, are weak to lightning. I don't know if that is for all of them. I don't think the drakes in Valley of the Drakes are weak to it. But most of the big ones seem to be weak to it. And even if they're not, it adds a lot of extra damage on top to it, on top of your regular weapon hit. So there's no point in not getting it. I'm speeding up the video here because there's really nothing in this area. I was just exploring a bit. But for the summons, I summoned Knight Lautrec and Solaire in this video. The reason for that is I want the Sunlight Medal. And because I figured if I'm already summoning Solaire, why not summon Lautrec too, you know? But understand that if you do summon them, the Gaping Dragon, the fight takes that much longer. They don't do anything. They will just pretty much get killed by the dragon. There's not a whole lot you can do about that. I was looking for Solaire's summoning sign. Somehow I missed it when I ran by it the first time. But they're right next to each other. But it does make the fight a lot longer and possibly even harder depending what class you are. But I wanted a Sunlight Medal, so I summoned them both, and it ended up backfiring on me because I didn't kill him with these guys summoned. But if you are interested in summoning them, that's where they are. If you're a melee class, like a hard melee class, using a decent weapon with a lot of strength and dexterity, you could probably summon them, because you'll probably be able to kill the dragon quickly as it is anyways. But here's the video for the dragon. Enjoy. That's a big dude. And somewhat creepy. So yeah, Gaping Dragon. First things first, he's going to do a slam, no matter what. Each time I fought him, he did a slam, just to start off the fight. Once he does this slam, he's going to go immediately into his charge. See what they did there? You don't want to be in front of the charge. That's really the only thing he can do that's very dangerous to you. And let's face it, it's not that dangerous. After a while, he'll go up on his hind legs. You see he's kind of like sitting up there. And he'll start to do some different attacks. The main one is he will jump in the air. If he does that, run away from him. When I say run away, I mean run straight behind. You see, I got hit there. I didn't think I got hit by his front hand. Apparently, the game says I did. But that got me killed, since I don't have that much health as it is. And that was a death. I'm also going to do a little cut here. I actually edited out a little something, because I got a phone call right after that. And I started running forward, not really thinking, and I ran right into that guy wielding a fire torch. And he killed me. And I'm not proud of that, but I wasn't paying attention. That's on me. I also came back down to fight the Gaping Dragon one more time, and I had a weird clipping death where he did his charge, and I charged towards him, and he wasn't done with the charge yet. He was still moving, but I wasn't really close to him. I was kind of near his tail, and it counted as a hit on me, and I died. I wasn't physically hit by the dragon in any way. I don't know what it was that was counted as hitting me. But if you are a melee character looking to fight this guy and kill him, just be careful when he does his charge. Be aware that, you know, he might have some sort of extra hitbox for that behind him. I don't have any more advice than that because I'm not really sure what it was. I keep trying to hit his tail, because I was kind of mad. He drops the Dragon King Great Axe if you cut his tail off. It's a worthless weapon to me. I can't use it. It needs a lot of strength to use. And I don't think it's that great a weapon as it is, if I understand correctly. It's very slow. You see some pro dodging there. That attack would almost kill me if I was hit by it. I wasn't though, because I'm WitherWords. Okay, we all know that's not true. I just got lucky. But once you understand his attacks and see how he fires them off, there's really nothing to worry about. He can't hit you unless you're like just really, really not paying attention. And once he's down doing his charge attack, you get free shots on him. So I'm throwing some lightning spears at him. The Dragon King Great Axe is not great from what I understand, but it is a cool looking weapon. If you're interested in a cool weapon, then that might be for you. That's your call. I'm not going to use it. It requires, I believe, like 40 strength. Might even require more than that. So I'm not going to bother with it. But he's dead, so nothing to worry about. We got the key to Blighttown from him. Blighttown is the next area we're going to go to. And as you can probably guess, since I had never been through the depths before, I've never been through Blighttown this way before either. Now there is a second way into Blighttown that I usually go to, and from what I understand, that way is a lot easier. So it'll be interesting seeing me go through Blighttown for the first time. We'll have to see what happens with that. It could be a frustrating experience, I don't know. I hear horror stories about it, but we'll see when I get to it. Dragon dropped a lot of souls, 20,000. So if you're interested in leveling up, this is a great place to homeward bone. I got a couple more tune slots, because pretty soon I'm going to go looking for some miracles. And then I kindled the bonfire. But that's going to be it for this video. We made it through the depths, we killed the dragon. We are the Dragon Slayers. We are awesome. Next time we're going through Blighttown. So if you're interested in a new player's guide and how to get through, keep watching. Stay frosty, folks.